Hey guys, welcome, and thanks for joining me over here at Tech for Pets. Today I want to talk about the Petco travel kit for dogs. Most of you may be familiar with a travel kit similar to this made by many different manufacturers. I found about 5 to 6 different companies that made something similar to this on Amazon alone. But I went ahead and went to a local Petco because I usually shop at PetSmart for my dog food and snacks and all that. But there's actually a Petco that's closer to me than the PetSmart that I go to, and I decided to visit there. I actually had been there before quite a long time ago when I was buying some little fish when I was doing fish tank stuff a while ago, and way before I had my dog. And I hadn't gone there in quite some time, so I said, why not go in there, stop off, and just to see what was available there. I ended up spending about $50 there and not planning to spend about $50 there, just to go in and see what was there and maybe get like a toy or something. But I saw this, couldn't miss the deal. I still had my Petco Pals card, which is kind of like their rewards card. So this was $11.99, but I ended up getting it. Was it $11.99 or $12.99? One or the other. I've had this for about 2 weeks now. $11.99 or $12.99, and I got $1 off because I had that Petco Pals membership. I believe it was $11.99, and I got it. So then I got it for $10.99. But what it is a portable food and water storage bowl, ideal for travel, airtight, keeps food fresh. And I always wanted something like this because already I've been going places with my dog, and I've noticed that sometimes it falls within his meal times where we're away from the house, and when I take food with me, I usually have it in like Tupperware kind of container, and bring his food bowl, or kind of made a makeshift kind of bowl. And then I had that canteen that I showed you guys from the Hydro dog canteen and the Hydro Go for water. But I noticed that it just seemed kind of a hassle to carry, even though it looks portable and convenient. I wanted something that could be held together, with one simple package. And this travel kit was something that I saw online and looked to be interesting. But it was one of those things where I didn't want to buy it unless I knew what it looked like or knew how big it was in person. You know what I mean? Had to see it for myself. And I didn't go into Petco thinking I would find this, or even thinking about this product, but I went down one aisle and I was like, I've been exactly wanting something like this, and lo and behold, it was the last one left, and I just scooped it right up, since it seemed to be what I needed. Alright, so let's go ahead and open it up. So right from the top, we have a little handle to carry it. The package is posted. I don't think it says how much food it holds in the actual package, but it holds a pretty good amount in there. So let's go ahead and open it. And the way we open it is we gotta pull these pull to the side, kind of a screwdriver kind of mechanism. So we'll do that on the top. And you want to be careful because sometimes the top and bottom part of this case are pretty held together pretty tightly. So when you twist it, you end up twisting the bottom as well. And if you hold it freely, you might end up dropping the entire container, and the food spilling wherever you are. So you want to make sure if you're doing it, you got a good grip on the bottom with at least one hand, or you're on a table or on a flat surface. Alright, so and then we go ahead, and I don't know if you're supposed to really use the handle to do this. You're probably supposed to do it like this, but I've noticed that when I screw it on pretty tight, that sometimes I have to use this just to kind of torque it out of there. So we'll go ahead and spin that off, and immediately on the top we have one bowl, and this bowl can either be used for water or for food, whatever you choose. I tend to use it for water, or actually I kind of mix it up so far. I've used it a few times on the go. You get a little canteen in here which holds about 1 cup of water. Actually, was it 1 cup? I can't quite remember. I think it was about a little over 16 ounces of water. It might have been over 1 cup. It might have been closer to 2 cups of water could fit in here. I do notice that towards the end, when you try to get the little bit of water out, sometimes just a little bit of water, probably about 2 capfuls of this when I say capful, I'll show you what I mean. 2 capfuls of this is still stuck in there, and when you try to get it from side to side, you end up getting a little at a time, but still some of it stays in there. So you want to make sure you rinse your canteen every single time you use it, to make sure that water gets out and it stays clean. So that canteen goes right in there, and then on this part you unscrew as well. And that one I have screwed on tighter, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, and that unscrews, and that also has the bowl there, and this you would probably want to use more for food, obviously, because this one has a little bit of a crease on the side there for water to go in deeper, and it'd be easier to get water out of there, but it'd be harder to get food that was in those corners, unless you're rinsing it really thoroughly. So I would say put food in this bowl here. It doesn't actually say which one you could use it for. It just designates on the package bowl and bowl. And then it says the dish right here is just a simple dish. It's not really meant for anything. I think it's just the airtight dish that keeps the food in here kind of airtight. But this doesn't actually stay in place. The only thing that keeps it in place is once you have the bowl cover on top. But it it can simply be pushed out of the way. And then there's the food, the dog food's in there. This is what holds the dog food. Now, obviously, I have quite a bit in there in the rare chance that we may go somewhere. All right. One thing that I noticed initially when I bought this is when I tried it out and screwed it back on, I didn't screw it on tight enough, and it ended up being something that I lifted up from the top, and this case falling off and food spilling everywhere. Luckily the dog wasn't around, so he wasn't there to just gobble everything up. But it was quite a bit of wasted food, obviously. Some of it was still clean, some of it was dirty, so I just decided to just throw it all away. But initially I had not filled it up quite as much as I did anyway, so it wasn't that much wasted, but it was at least 3 meals. One thing that I do want to point out is, like I said before, you have to make sure you screw it on tightly. I do like the portability. I like to be able to carry a little bit of water in here. Obviously, this doesn't really substantially hold that much water, especially if you're going out and your dog is tired or panting. It gives you a little bit to quench his thirst quickly, but not quite enough, I noticed. So you're going to want to have a gallon of water or a couple water bottles separately to have to refill the bowl once the dog is finished. The actual food bowl itself, if you use this as the food bowl, it holds about 2 cups, 3 cups of food in there. 1 cup goes to about this rim, so I'm just estimating that it's about 2.5 cups can fit in here, and the depth in here is a little shorter. I've been using this for water, as I pointed out earlier. This is probably the one you're supposed to use for food, but I've been using this for water lately. Anyway, so this is the bottom one, so it screws back on. Just get it in. Like I said, gotta make sure you screw it on tightly to the point you can't push no more, or else you're gonna have the issue of pulling it from the top and accidentally dropping it. There's a place for you to put your canteen, and then you get the top on there, and the top you also want to make sure you kind of just torque it on there as tightly as possible. Alright, and then you can make sure that when you're carrying it on the go, you don't have to worry about it falling. And there it is, the Petco travel kit. This is made by Petco. This is one of their generic products that they make themselves, but it is exactly the same look and design as what I've seen online. Obviously in a different color. Some of the stuff I've seen online is blue and pink and stuff. But I'm happy to have a local place to have picked this up. Now, PetSmart did not have anything like this, I noticed. I do like PetSmart. I enjoy their shopping experience more so because of the fact that their aisles are much more larger. They're much more space to shop. Any of you who've shopped at Petco or PetSmart together, you know what I'm talking about. You know the cramped size aisles of Petco and how you really can't get anywhere. I mean, there may be 1 or 2 large aisles, like the one aisle for food, but besides that, it's really a tight area where if you have a cart and somebody wants to come down that aisle that already has a person with a cart in it, you're going to have to come around the other way or wait for that person to get out the aisle. Whereas with the PetSmart aisles, it's more of a spacious kind of feel and much more larger. You can almost fit 3 carts down the aisle at the same time. And I'm not quite sure if PetSmart came after Petco or Petco came first. I believe Petco came first because I don't remember PetSmart when I was a young kid. But it almost seems like they're the ones that are trying to improve on all the mistakes of Petco. And I don't really see Petco trying to make a big difference in their store size and how they make their stores. Although there aren't any new Petcos in my area. There was a Petco that closed down in my area. The one that's closer to me than a PetSmart is not necessarily in my neighborhood, whereas the other Petco was in my neighborhood, and it closed down. I probably would continue to go to Petco if that location was open for my dog, because of the fact that it was only 2 minutes away from my house. You know, I obviously would go there just because they sell the same food and probably for the same prices. Now, one cool thing I learned when I went there, though, is that the Milk-Bone product, this puppy biscuit, which I buy for my dog, is normally about $5 to $6 at PetSmart, but they have it for $4, so it was cheaper. It was on sale. I don't think it was on. It's their normal price. But that was a cool thing, and I think I might try there next time to see if I actually ended up buying 2 just because it was on sale. And that was a cool feature, and the reason it was on sale is because I had that Petco's PAL card. So I did notice some items were a little cheaper in Petco than PetSmart, and that might be just for competitive reasons. But yeah, that was a cool thing about that. Alright guys, if you have any questions about this travel kit or how it works, please feel free to leave them in the comments field below. I went ahead and kept this wrapping around here for the sole purpose of being able to do a review on this product, and so you guys could see that it was called the Petco Travel Kit. Alright, so Petco Travel Kit by Petco. Alright, thanks again for watching, guys. Oh, let me see if they have a manufacturer on there. I always cut myself off there. Petco.com, distributed by International Pet Supplies. Yeah, 2010 Petco Animal Supplies. So this is a company that's owned by Petco. Alright, wash with soap and dry thoroughly. So this is, you're able to wash it with soap and dry thoroughly, and doesn't say anything about being washer machine friendly, but just because it's not really that much to wash, I have done so with the bowls in the sink. So I think that's pretty much easy enough to do. Alright, thanks again for watching, guys, and until the next video, catch you later.